Hi everybody, welcome you back to Module 4, Methods of Teaching English to Young Learners. In the previous lesson, we reviewed some common methods used for teaching young learners. Today, we will look through some most suitable techniques and procedures of teaching English to children. We all agree that teachers should know the content and context of learning and teaching well in order to find out the most suitable methods, techniques, and procedures to teach their pupils. This is why we now have a quick look at the new textbooks, Tiếng Anh 3, 4, and 5, published by Vietnam Ministry of Education and Training. First, these English books followed the theme-based syllabus. Second, there are 4 macro themes: me and my friends, me and my school, me and my family, and me and the world around. Third, each grade has 2 students' books, Volume 1 and 2, with 20 topics-based units and 4 review ones. 4. Each unit consists of 3 lessons on a topic related to one of the 4 themes. 5. The skills taught are listening, speaking, including spoken production and spoken interaction, reading and writing. 6. The elements taught are grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, with the focus on phonics. 7. The teaching methods and techniques used in the textbooks are varied. Teachers should also know the learners well to choose the suitable methods and techniques. Let's do a quick check on how children learn English. Look at the quiz on the slide. Can you find a suitable verbs to fill in each blank? Okay, you do it well. Young learners need to hear a word before they can say it, say a word before they can read it, read a word before they can write it. So, these are the principles in teaching children that every teacher should remember, so that they can employ a reasonable procedure in teaching language. Listening and speaking first, before reading and writing. I know that you are very familiar with the PPP procedure of teaching English: presentation, practice, and production. In her book, The Primary English Teacher's Guide, Brewster introduced the procedure with the name MMM: meeting new language, manipulating new language, making the language your own. These two procedures actually have similar stages. The first stage is teacher-centered and tightly controlled when the teacher presents new language input. During the second stage, the teacher supports pupils to manipulate or use the languages through a number of controlled and guided practices. The third stage is learner-centered, in which pupils work together using language in a much freer way with a clear purpose. Can you spot any differences between these two procedures? Which term should you use, MMM or PPP? Why? Have you ever heard the peer technique? It is a very useful way to support young learners in learning to speak and correct mistakes. In the peer technique, P means prompt pupils to say. The first E means evaluate pupils' responses. The second E means expand on their responses by rephrasing or adding information. R means repeat the prompt or questions again to ensure the pupils have learned from the expansion. Now, we will look at an example in Tiếng Anh 3, Review 1, Short Story, Cat and Mouse 1, page 38. Look at picture 1. What can you see in the picture? That's the prompt. Pupils: a cat. Teacher: that's right. That's evaluate. A funny cat with a long tail. That's expand. What can you see in the picture? Prompt again. Pupil: a funny cat with a long tail. Teacher: yes, very good. Evaluate. Teacher can go on with the other prompts and use the peer technique with different pupils. Let's practice peer technique with this picture. Okay, teacher prompts, what do you like to do? Pupil answers, play doll. Teacher evaluates, oh. Teacher expands, I like to play with my dolls. Teacher prompts, what do you like to do? People repeat, I like to play with my dolls. Teacher evaluates, that's nice. So, the conversation go on and on like this. Now, it's time for you to practice adapting the activity. How do you adapt the procedure of teaching lesson 1 of a unit in tiếng Anh 3, 4, or 5 using MMM procedure? Activity 1. Look, listen, and repeat. This is actually the meeting new language, the first M. But how do you present the language without the book first? Activity 2. Point and say. This is the manipulating language. Is it meaningful practice? Activity 3. Let's talk. This is making the language your own. Are these personalized tasks? We have spent some time to practice the techniques and procedures we learned today. Hope you enjoy the lesson. It's now time for summing up. In this lesson, we have discussed some suitable procedures and the peer technique used to teach young learners to help them learn English better. It is now time for your reflection on how you teach now and how you would like to change your lesson from now on. Thank you for your listening. Goodbye.